oh, you know what? Yeah, we didn't even do it. It was up. I know it was up. Anyway, let's finish this thing up. We got this last story here. And this is a foreign news, but WION, Trump going after Soros. Because it's a story, we're going to cover it, but I don't care about nothing no more. So they get the damn gas prices and eggs and shit. I don't care about none of that. I'll tell you, I feel bad for any victims of Epstein, but I don't care about none of that at all right now. I want gas to come down and groceries. That's America first. This Soros shit is not America first. This is Trump first. So, and everybody knew that there was going to be a revenge tour because everybody was hating on him. So we expected this, but I didn't want it to just be only this. Like, you got to do some shit, bro. I'm just saying, you just got to do some stuff while you're there. You only got a couple years. Go ahead and get these things done that you said you were going to do. But start with the damn gas. That's all I'm saying. Can we please get the gas price down? Oh, that's crazy. The vertical live was not there. That is why. Watch all of a sudden it jump. Well, let's get to the story.
President Trump has called for billionaire George Soros and his son to face federal racketeering charges, accusing them of backing violent protests across the U.S. Tensions between Trump and Soros have grown as the U.S. president accuses Soros of influencing prosecutors and supporting protests against his policies. In a post on Truth Social, Trump accused Soros and his associates of causing significant damage to the nation, adding that both Soros and his son should be charged with RICO. Trump said, and I quote, "We are not going to allow these lunatics to rip apart America anymore, never giving it so much as a chance to breathe and to be free. Soros and his group of psychopaths have caused great damage to our country." The RICO Act, short for the Racketeer, Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, is a federal law designed to combat organized crime by enabling prosecutors to charge individuals involved in a pattern of criminal activity. Trump's latest attack on George Soros fuels years of claims from conservatives that the billionaire secretly influences liberal groups and legal battles. However, Soros and his foundations over the years have consistently rejected these claims, stating their focus remains on democracy and human rights advocacy.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank you for anybody that's jumping into the vertical live. We had lost the vertical live earlier, and I did not know. Told me. Running, but it's all good. Let me just piggyback on what they're talking about. So Soros does fund things, but funding something without giving explicit direction on certain things is not going to, you're not going to get a charge for that. Like, this is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. If Trump didn't get charged for January 6th, then Soros ain't getting charged for nothing either. Like, let's just be fair. Let's be honest. If it's about, influence and not so much action, because that's what January 6th was. Hey, let's all go down there to the Capitol and yell at the building. And then stuff got crazy, and you know what the rest happened. They started shitting on the desk, because you can't let regular folks do anything. Just get wild. There's probably some Budweiser involved. I don't know. But the point is, Trump didn't have to, they said a lot, and they had a whole committee, and they wasted a bunch of time, resources, money, and energy on trying to prosecute Donald Trump for the January 6th thing. And if they couldn't get that to fly, how are they going to get Soros? We know what he funds things, but he's not directly giving the orders. He's just putting up some money, and whatever people do with it is what they do with it. It's similar to when you pull up on a light and you give a homeless guy $5. You don't know if he's going to actually go get food or if he's going to buy crack. You fund it. Now, are you now responsible if he goes and gets crack? That's not my fault. I'm not saying Soros doesn't know what he's doing. What I'm saying is it's really hard to prove shit like that without a direct, hey, I'm paying y'all to do X, Y, Z. Now, I will say this. Some of you guys may remember, this was 2 or 3 months ago, there was this protest called the No Kings protest. And for the sake of content, I was actually not involved in it per se, but I was following along, and I showed up to a couple of protests, and I just wanted to check out the scene, see what it was really all about. But before I went to the protest, there was a call they made me get on in order to like be part of it, right? And I got on this call, and they had like these instructions and directions. And I'll be honest, some of the instructions and directions did seem like they wanted me to go out there and start some shit. You know, like they said, bring things like pepper spray, and well, why do I need pepper spray? You know, like what do I need pepper spray for? They said something about, wearing masks and things of that nature. And it's like, we're past COVID. Why you want me to wear a mask? What are you talking about? So I was a little taken aback by that. But when I did go to the actual protest, it was nothing like that. It was just a bunch of people standing around and people with grills. It was cooking out and shit. It was a fun time, actually. It was pretty fun. They had a lady with the Statue of Liberty uniform outfit on who was like waving the flag around. It was actually kind of like a party. So I wasn't mad about that. What I was mad about was the way that they primed the people that were on the call with me. Now, of course, I didn't listen to that shit because I wasn't there for that. But if somebody was, they were getting primed up. Oh, I need to bring this. And they said to bring like, if you're going to bring any weapons, make sure that they're not firearms. Shit like that. Like, bring knives if you feel like it. Like, what are you talking about? It's supposed to be a peaceful protest. You telling me how to not be peaceful on the call to prepare me for the peaceful protest. But guess who was not on that call when I was on that call? Now, granted, it was like 10,000 people on this damn call. But guess who was not on that call? George Soros wasn't on that call. So even if he had something to do with the funding, he didn't give direct instruction. And like I said, if Trump ain't going down for January 6th, then Soros is not going down for nothing either. Now, what you could try to do is dismantle the organizations that he's funding and go that route. Because that's the same people that were offering me $12,000 to come out for a week and cause hell in LA. And granted, I wasn't for all that, but I would at least stop by and see if I could get like $5-6 grand. Like, look, I ain't gonna break nothing, but I'm here. So can I get a little compensation for that? Like, I probably would have done it. But I was honestly, I don't have time for that. I'm too big and black. And even if something's going on over here, the police and all of them would just be like, take out the big black guy, just in case he gets wild later. Let's take him out right now so he doesn't take their side. So even being an innocent bystander for me could be dangerous in a. But I'm going to say this. Recent administration started. They ran on some things about waste, fraud, and abuse. I covered a story the other day about waste. We're painting a damn fence on the border black. That's $2 million that does not need to be spent. Nobody needs to have a black wall. So it's hot. It's hot there anyway. You want to make it hot? Heat the bitch. Put some electricity on it. I mean, what stupid, right? That was one of them. But now we're going to have Pam Bondi and whoever the hell else start trying to pull people into court and all this kind of stuff. We already got the Tulsi Gabbard thing, and she's talking about Russia Gate and all of that. None of that shit's going anywhere, guys. All political theater. And I, for one, don't like this movie. This movie sucks. So now we're going to go after old-ass George Soros like he hasn't been funding the same things the same way for the last 30 years. This is not the person you're going to need to stop. He's not the one walking into the churches and opening fire on people. It's the organizations that he's funding that have the people with the twisted minds that get on those calls like the one I was on and tell us to bring freaking billy clubs, pepper spray, and masks. And I'm sitting there like, hold on, I thought this was a peaceful protest. You are literally telling me to arm myself. And said that like something about if the police get in your face, you have to be willing to like stand your ground. Like they basically were telling me to fight the police. I said, y'all tripping. I gotta go to work. I got kids. I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to be out there arguing with the police. Why are you not out there arguing with the police? Let me just say this. The people that were running the call, I didn't see their ass out there either. Just setting people up, sending them out to go do something stupid. So, for the rest of us who actually give a damn about the country, we know this is bullshit. We know it. Yes, Soros funded a bunch of stuff. Yes, it got violent. Yes, it got destructive. But how the hell are you going to prosecute him for it if he didn't give direct instructions? So if you're going to go after someone, you need to go after the organizations that he funded, not the person that gave the bum the $5 out the car. See what I'm saying? So don't waste my time with this anymore. Don't keep wasting my news cycles with this political theater bullshit when gas is still too damn high. I'm not going to let that go. If we can't get the gas in my area consistently under $3 a gallon, and I know some people live in places where it's more expensive, but I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about where I live. It ain't got to be about you, right? But where I live, gas is consistently over $3 a gallon, right? If we can get it consistently under $3 a gallon, I would appreciate it. Regardless of who I voted for. I'm just saying, I would appreciate that. So if you're going to do something for the so-called American people, America First thing, do that. All of these investments and all this kind of stuff coming from Chinese businesses and shit, yeah, that might start some jobs, but most of that shit is AI anyway. So that's wasted jargon. It's digital money. It's not for the people to see. We don't get a cut of the $600 billion, and they send us a check. So you want to do something for America, lower the damn gas price. That's all I'm saying. I don't care about none of this stuff no more. I don't care about Epstein no more. I don't care about people's security clearances. I don't care about Obama telling people to, investigate the Russiagate thing. I don't care about none of it. What I do care about is that the American public has not benefited at this point, unless you were like invested in some crypto and some of those technologies. Now, granted, there were a few people that made out, but most of those people were business owners. So this is not for the average person. This is not for the public. Even this court case, do you care if Soros goes to jail? I don't, because if he goes to jail, that doesn't stop any of the shit that he was funding. You see what I'm saying? So it's pointless to pursue this, because even if you happen to send him to jail or prosecute him in some way, shape, or form, what's the repercussion? He gonna pay the U.S. government some money for the destruction, or like, what are we talking about? Exactly. Nothing. They're talking about nothing. Wasting your time, wasting your mental. Forget George Soros. He's not the problem. The problem is parents not taking care of their damn kids and raising their kids right, so their kids get out here on the street, act a fool, and commit mass casualty events. That's the real problem. And it happens because a lot of people are too busy working their asses off because the gas price is too high. So they're missing what their kids are doing because they got to make money. It is what it is, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have any more patience for this shit at this point. I don't. I don't want to hear shit else about it. I don't want to hear about Soros. I don't want to hear about Epstein. I don't want to hear about Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't want to hear about the Letitia James. I don't want to hear about none of that shit. Because y'all all at a whole different level arguing about something that does not affect the damn gas price, and that's what really helps America. So if it's going to be America first, let's make it America first. But don't play in my face. Don't bring me this 90-year-old man like he's the freaking Antichrist, and I'm supposed to now be angry at George Soros when the Exxon gas station is still too damn high. He don't own Exxon, so I don't care. And I'm just being real. I only have the mental capacity to hold on to so much. I only have so many fucks to give. Okay? So what I need them to stop doing is continuing the political theater. Get the shit over with. Now we're going after Soros. Now we're going after Obama. Now we're going after the... No. Go after my damn gas price, bro. What happened to the Doge money? What happened to them checks everybody was with? What happened? Nobody talk about that no more? Now we all concerned about Epstein and shit? Nah, man, I want my money. I want my money. Y'all jumped on there and promised people money. The people want their money. Let's not forget the goal here, folks. Don't let them take you over here into this Soros shit, and now you care about whether or not George Soros... He's like 85, yo. Whatever damage he's done is done. What I want is the damn gas price to go down. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway. Look at this shit, man. Well, let me get ready to close this out. Y'all come with me over. Man, that sucks we didn't have that vertical live, but anybody that did stop into the Vert Live, appreciate you for stopping in. They caught the last segment of it, so that's not going to look good for the analytics, but we get throttled over here all the time. Used to it at this point. Because they don't want me to say that. They don't want me to tell people not to care about Soros. They want me to tell people to care about Soros. No. I got some shit going on that ain't got nothing to do with him, and he ain't going to bail me out of nothing. So you know what? If y'all want to go get him, why don't y'all go get him in a county court or whatever the hell? Keep that shit on the low. I don't care. He's not going to pay nobody nothing that lives in the realm of the world that I live in. Businesses are just exchanging money, so right now is the time to jump on top of it. If you are a person that has creative juices and energy, start utilizing these tools. Utilize these AI tools to assist, which is what they're supposed to do, in your creativity. Because in 5 years, the baseline jobs are all going to be automated. 5 years. Forget the 10 to 2035. 5 years from now, baseline jobs are going to be automated. Customer service. Think about it. Right now, you go to a website, there's always a chat bot in the corner that's automated. It's not normally a real person. You got to get the chat bot to get you to a real person. The real people are sitting back, letting the chat bot handle the first part of the anger that you come with. And the chat bot has no emotion, so it doesn't care. It's just reading its little script. And that's what's going to happen. Customer service jobs, anything that's got a phone involved in it, it's going to be automated. Anything. Now, of course, they'll get rid of a few people in retail. They'll start doing automated registers like they do at Walmart. They'll get rid of the people in the front lines of places like McDonald's. They'll have the automate. Y'all seen them? If you haven't been paying attention, this is what's going on. They have the automated kiosk. So now the person doesn't even have to really take your order. They just have to hand it to you. They don't even have to be nice. They don't even have to count change no more. If you don't have cash, if you're using your card, you do it at the kiosk. These people don't have to do nothing but just bring the food over to you. Got your little number. So that's, let's say, 3 less people that would have to work at that establishment. I'll give you another example, right? At Wendy's, now, they have a literal AI that does the ordering in the drive-thru. And you talk to it, it talks back. It's got a little microphone that comes up, and it listens to you, and it goes over your order with you, and it's not a real person. But it's very freaking efficient. I'll say that. That thing is quick. And it's not talking to somebody in the background. It's literally taking your order, pushing you on through that drive-thru. So much so that they can't make the food fast enough to keep up with the AI doing the drive-thru. So if you're not already utilizing these tools in some way to up your productivity, you're going to get left behind. You're going to get left behind. If you don't understand what Doge did, Doge just introduced AI into a bunch of government systems and let it make decisions based on the data that they put into it. And they came to find, or at least they thought they found, a lot of waste. And they did think they found a lot of abuse. None of it's been prosecuted, so it smells like bullshit to me, but whatever, you know. But the point I'm trying to make is, we are at a fork in the road. The fork. Right now, you're either going to become obsolete or you're going to become the shiznit by utilizing the tools that they currently have open and available for everybody. There's a reason why OpenAI is called OpenAI. It's open right now. But at some point, they're going to close the door. I've been working on my programs here so that I can do certain research on the internet. Come to find out, there are some gatekeepers that keep those limits to a minimum. So the average person can only pull so much information at one time. That worries me. Because what if I want more information? I got to wait till 3 a.m. the next day for my quota to reset? Well, the answer to that is unfortunately yes. I have to wait on the internet to allow me to use it again if I gather too much information in a 24-hour period. Some people don't even know that's a thing because y'all ain't really looking for information. Y'all going through the feed. The feed is like you went for one thing and then now you're just scrolling. So that's not counting. It's when you're looking, when you're literally searching out certain things and you're pulling in certain things, you have a quota that if you get to, you will basically can't use the internet for the rest. And I created a program that was able to do that. I didn't even know it was a thing. But when I used AI to help me create a way to research certain things, it over-researched them, and that's how I found out about quotas. So this stuff exists, man. If you're not part of it, you're going to get left behind. I'm telling you right now. All this Soros stuff and the Russiagate thing, y'all leave that alone. Pay attention to where the money's going. It's going into AI and semiconductors and shit. Automation and computer chips. The new construction is for AI data centers that create what's called e-waste, which is funny to me because waste is like email but waste, right? So where does that get stacked up? Why is it a problem if it's just e-waste? It's not real. You should be able to get rid of it, like deleting a file. But apparently there's a whole thing with cooling these things. There's a lot going on that they're not trying to tell you right now, because by the time you look up in 5 years, the shit will already be done and you'll be behind and you'll never catch up. Try getting into coding right now if you weren't doing coding a few years back. Shit looks crazy. It looks like Chinese. So nonetheless, y'all don't know anything else. Haven't heard anything else from this channel. I'm telling you right now, get in front of your alpha indigos, because if not, you will get taken over. The job that you're doing, if it can be automated, it will be. So you better be good at dealing with the automation, because they still gonna need somebody to run the shit. So instead of worrying about whether or not this thing is gonna take your job, figure out how to make it do its job, so you can do less work and be more productive in human activity. That's what it was supposed to be designed. So if we grasp that concept now, we might be a little bit better off. But nonetheless, let me get ready to get up out of here. I got to give my shout outs. I want to thank everybody for stopping through to the channel, to the show, hanging out with me for a couple hours here on a wonderful Thursday going into our Labor Day weekend. Not forget, Saturday, we got our panel show. And on Saturday's panel show, we're going to jump into a number of topics. I think we're doing relationship content this week, so that might be interesting. We're going to try to do the call-in show. I just need to have enough people on that somebody's got the balls to call in. I don't want to open up the phone lines and nobody calls in. I'm, self-conscious that way. I feel bad. Like, damn, nobody wants to talk? So we'll have the panel on, and hopefully I'll have Genesis on and Brix and Bravo and everybody. But if not, whatever. The show always goes on here at Purge of the BS, because there's always BS at Purge. So nonetheless, special shouts to IAMZ for stopping in the chat. I give you an applause because you're wonderful. You're wonderful. Wonderful. And then, of course, everybody else who came in as well. We got my man Al Bond, my Mod Squad Sergeant at Arms, always holding it down, making sure that the chat stays lively and not out of hand. I appreciate you, man. Here for every episode. Same with you, Purple Groovy. I appreciate you coming in. Highway 20 Skinny that stopped in for the first time today. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Make sure you come back. And a couple other folks that just were in the rafters over there. I appreciate y'all for coming. I've apologized for those who wanted the vertical stream. The vertical stream was having issues today, but they probably hit me on the Valentina Gomez thing. That's probably where things happen. So I know how this thing works now. I've watched it for 2 years. I've analyzed, and I got some metrics that people can't even get their hands on. And I see what it is. Second I touch certain topics in a certain direction, we're going to get shut down. So at some point, we're going to have to move this thing over to Rumble or one of them joints, something. Because it's very hard for me, at my age, to walk on eggshells over a computer-generated algorithm that doesn't even know me personally. It's like bullshit, okay? So for you guys that have been loyal to the show, rocking with us over here on this show, I know it gets tough sometimes, but y'all have been a great group. It's not all about having thousands of people in the chat. It's about having the right people in the chat. It's about having people who can affect change in their own communities in my chat. That's why I do the subscribers only thing sometimes, and because I want people to actually take information. Don't come over here for just, because you're not going to just get that. You're going to get a little piece of info when you come over here. Thank you guys coming through. Make sure you come through Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. Saturday night. We're going to make it special somehow. I believe we're going to do the call-in show. That's what I've been working on, and we're going to try to do the call-in show on Saturday. So I'll make sure you stop by Saturday. But if you're unable to make it here on Saturday, then that, my friends, is the bullshit. We out of here.